Top 10 American cities. Chicago, Illinois.
What's he doing, mate?
We got to go on a bike tour and see all the iconic spots such as the Bean and the amazing skyscrapers and architecture that Chicago has to offer. Bike riding was an amazing way to see the city from the ground but at a very high pace. I highly recommend it if you get a chance. Chicago is arguably the greatest sports city in all of America. Its fans are as passionate as the sports teams run deep.
Playing tonight in Chicago.
If you're ever in the area, you've got to go see a sports game. We got to go see a Chicago Cubs game with all of our friends and some of the fans that we had met up with in Chicago. It was an amazing experience for us because we don't actually have a baseball sports team in Vancouver where we're from. And Chicago does do it right. The beer, the hot dogs, the cheering, it was all there.
San Francisco, California. San Francisco boasts one of the most culturally diverse cities in the world. It's also got some amazing attractions like the Golden Gate Bridge and Alcatraz that you can see just off from the island. It's also quite hilly. If you're trying to drive an RV in San Francisco, good luck. You'll get stuck. Some of the hills are the steepest I've ever seen in this city. You could be on a street watching one house and another house will look like it's built on top of it because the streets are that inclined. They've also got really cool streets that S down and you have to go. The city brags that it has the best weather in the world. Whether or not that's right, I don't know. Overall, it's a wicked coastal city that I'd personally like to spend some more time at.
Gotta go catch a boat and pick up Parker because he got locked up. He's in Alcatraz right now.
Boston, Massachusetts.
That's it, that's the one.
Boston is a major financial, educational, and industrial hub in America. Also has one of the finest ports in the country, seeing as it is right on the water over on the Atlantic side. Boston is also home to Harvard University, but I'm not here to talk about Harvard. I'm going to talk about our experience in Boston. We didn't get enough time there. We had maybe a day and a half, maybe 2 days to really see it. The first day it was raining. We were trying to drive the RV through the small, narrow streets. That was difficult, and it didn't really bode well for our first experience there. But what we did notice, and what we thought was really cool, the architecture. We found it was kind of like a combination of old school with new school. You kind of get these cool, really new age looking skyscrapers, then standing beside like a really old fashioned looking cobblestone church. Definitely cool to see the diversity of architecture along your everyday streets. We just didn't get enough of it. So, Boston, we're coming back, but for the meantime, that's what I got for you.
The ever-loving and displayed the greatest
New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans was unlike anything I ever expected. It is basically Europe meets America in the weirdest, most unexpected way, intertwined with the South and the French and the weird architecture. There's no other place like it in the world. Everything is different, not just the food, lots of bars, lots of music. It used to be a pirate town. Back in the old days, pirates literally went to New Orleans as a port, pillaged and partied and did whatever pirates do. So it's just a crazy clash of everything coming together in one place because it has had so many travelers going through this place over time. It's almost like not being in America. The food, huge part of the experience.
Got it, oh yeah. Oh, dang it, all over his
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You've got the Gulf Coast there, so you got all this seafood. Crawfish season is when we went, and we got to eat, I think we must have eaten 20 pounds of crawfish in one sitting. It's incredible.
Look at the carnage.
New York City, New York.
It's your boy Ho, Johnny No.
The Big Apple, as it's commonly known, has 5 distinct and very different boroughs: Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Manhattan, and the Bronx. So what made my New York experience really great is we stayed with a friend, actually a fan we had just met in Queens.
There's a guy, this is him, this is Chris. Hey guys. Christopher, sometimes we call him Toph.
He took us in, showed us what New York hospitality was all about.
Dude, this is awesome.
We stayed with him and his family and his friends for 2 days who just showed us a good New York time.
Not in New York! Yeah!
We partied in Brooklyn and saw all the great bars it has to offer there, and then took us down to Manhattan where we got to see the bustling and vibrant city that New York City and Manhattan has to offer.
The view from here sucks.
Kibamche, why do you want to take a picture with us?
Oh, very funny.
Very funny! Very funny! There you have it, folks. All right,
Los Angeles, California. Unlike San Francisco, LA has a very different style. It's more of a surf culture. With its miles and miles of beaches, you certainly will want to get your feet in the sand. You'll find lots of different activities to do, like the bars, the workout stations, the pull-up rings. We spent tons of time on the beach there. It's definitely a beach life.
I'm not getting it from you.
Portland, Oregon.
Port where land meets water, but then land where land meets more land. So it's kind of like mostly land.
Portland is the largest city in Oregon, and it is, in our opinions, famous for weird people.
We're hardcore, dude.
Selections of beer. Their coffee scene and tea is the same thing. I guess you could say it's got a lot of a hipster vibe to it.
Blue Moon Pie.
Is it everything?
Whoa.
Their slogan is "Keep Portland Weird," which we probably agree is accurate. They've got a lot of weird kooky things there in terms of like structures in the streets. In terms of people, never have I seen so many strange mustache styles and beard styles. Again, styles. In a lot of styles.
Austin, Texas. Austin is the state capital of Texas. It's also the second largest state in all of the United States. When you're thinking of Texas, you must be thinking like the Wild Wild West. Be like, that's not really the case at all. You can plan on visiting Austin without getting your hands dirty, and that means barbecue. Texas is famous for it, and you can find tons of different places in Austin. We definitely did, and had a little bit of a barbecue feast eat-off.
I loved it. I want to go to bed now, please.
If you're spending the evening in Austin, you have to check out 6th Street. This is about a 7-block long city street that is bustling with live entertainment. Let me be honest, the party is insane. They block the street off so everyone can just walk freely up and down. When the bars close down, everything shuts down, the police come through on horses and like literally get everyone off the street just by strutting down and trotting. It's insane. You'll also see a very eclectic mix of people there. It's a good place to people watch.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow, pretty lights.
Nicknamed Sin City, this is the kind of place that you can go to do whatever you want as long as you got the money for it.
I got like $700 now.
Once you arrive, you will probably be overwhelmed by massive street signs, advertisements for anything, everything. A lot of naked girls, a lot of guns, a lot of food, a lot of restaurants.
We shouldn't have done the all-you-can-eat buffet. I can't even move right now.
Casinos are everywhere. I'm sure you already have a pretty good idea of what Las Vegas is, so I won't bore you with the details. The rules aren't really the same there as they are everywhere else in the country. You can walk around with a beer in hand. Can you walk around with a gun in hand? Is that okay? Not in Vegas? I'll get back to you on that one. Another thing to mention, Las Vegas is located pretty much in the middle of the desert in Nevada, so it's very warm there almost all year round. The pool parties are really cool and really popular. It's a good place to be, a lot of people to meet, and a lot of people to see. Miami, Florida.
Coastal city at the bottom of the state on the Atlantic Ocean. Lots of money in this town, lots of big shiny things, lots of Cuban and Latino influence. Speaking Spanish would probably help.
Amigos, amigos, amigos.
It's a port town, so Miami's where you go to if you're gonna take a cruise ship to go anywhere in the Caribbean. The Bahamas are just a boat ride away. Also 50 miles away from Florida Keys. Also really warm because it's Florida and you're in the south. The whole Latino vibe really brings a lot of fun energy to the entire place. Things to do essentially is water sports and beaches. Lots of beaches. South Beach is the most iconic beach you would think about when you think of Miami. Partying, nightlife, all that stuff with a real Latino vibe kind of thing. Definitely worth checking out. One of my favorite cities just because the weather is so good. So thanks for watching. Obviously this is just our subjective opinion based on the cities that we have been to and cities that we've liked out of the cities that we've been to. So if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment if you think a specific city is missed or omitted or should be included, or if you don't like one of the cities. Whatever you have to say, tell us. Like it, share it. See you on the next one.